passage to Rumblecusp. With it still early in the day, you headed to the docks, started your search with the mining company, who seemed to be hiring miners in security. After some talk with the recruiter for the Pearl Bank Mining Company, you all got a weird feeling being asked to sign a magical NDA, so you decided to try your luck elsewhere. As luck would have it, you were able to find passage to the backside of the island to the resort of Vo, haggled with the odd travel agent Shimmy to book your vacation after his very subdued sales pitch promising lizards and reverse waterfalls. After paying 250 gold a person, and getting a cantaloupe with his special Shimmy's Little Shakers spice blend, you got a discount by entering a business agreement with Shimmy to use and promote his Little Shakers. You now have 2 days of downtime for your ride to Rumblecusp on the Carolinas Reef set out. On your off days, Christopher tried to find things out about the shady mining company and found out it's indeed shady, but people are coming back, but they look shell shocked and don't talk about it. Learns it's quite dangerous. As usual, you bought some foods and spices. You took some time at a nice hotel. Phil did a little bit of prayer at a platinum house. You did some research on fire giants and learned a bunch about them. Even learned about the fire opals that look much like Christopher's hammer that are coveted by the giants. Did a bit of shopping. Felix found a bunch of loud tropical chirps, and Thel found a magical box as well as some potions of healing at the Seafloor's Bounty. On your last night, you threw a bonfire party outside of the town, complete with a mediocre buried pig. Carrick opened the first block on your mystery box using a bunch of magic, creating a 10-foot deep hole in the sand. You then went out to sea by meeting Captain Bouchard of the Carolinas Reef. You were asked to stay out of the way, but welcome to be around up deck. It wasn't smooth sailing most of the time. Helped navigate the fog with magic and inspiration using lightning. Felix used the fog to get some quiet privacy and opened the second lock of the mystery box. On the final night, you were woken by a storm and the ring of a bell calling for man overboard. As you tried to help the overboard sailor, he was chomped in half by a shark, and now the ship is under attack. So, did we roll initiative last time?
Looks like it.
Yep. Okay. So we have initiative done. One other little note here. That magic box has 2 open locks. It had 4, one on each corner. And yeah, identifying the locks, you did discover that one was a physical lock that could be picked, one was a magical lock that required magic. The 2 other ones are one with just a blank keyhole, like your most basic ass looking lock, and the other one is almost like just a solid, like no seams anywhere iron lock that seems to not have any regular way of opening a lock besides brute force. So that's what's remaining on it. Okay. Now I will roll initiative for 100 other people. Shoot. We need initiative for. Doot, 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 doot. Add turn. Add turn. Okay. Oh, lordy.
I think my heat's turning on.
Ooh.
That's not good.
9. And then we need how do I add something to this? There's a way. Oh, there it is. Somebody roll a d20 for the crew. Five. Okay. Sort. Sort. Okay. With that, we are currently in initiative. Just to kind of set where you guys are, the 3 crew members who I'll just mark with a like little pink dot. They're the not. I guess pretty easy to tell which ones are those. Those guys are all standing and running up to the ballista that are on here, and it looks like they're starting to try to load them. As that's happening, the guy that is marked red is the captain who's trying to steer the ship in this rough storm, and calling out to people below deck to stay under, but calling for crew. The bells are still ringing all around. Rain is coming down fairly hard, but and the swells are pretty big, so there is a level of um, danger just to moving around. So with that, I would just say like any acrobatic type, like jumping and climbing, might be hindered in some capacity. So just something to keep in mind. Uh, with that, it is Felix's turn as this boat is rocking and reeling. You see, you are down about like 10 feet below the upper decks. However, you do see that guy down to the right coming down the stairs, or yeah, to your right coming down the stairs, or I guess not to your right, it's to the left on the map. But you've also caught glimpses of 2 of these giant ass sharks in the water that just murked this guy. Also downstairs, you know that there are probably about 20 common people that are taking this boat for a vacation, as well as some other crew that were probably resting to as they would be working throughout the next day. So
Sick. Okay. First, I would like to try to start with the dagger.
and that one is, which one is this? That is the Baron. That actually hits the Baron. So you stab with your dagger, pull up into him, and he just kind of like lets out this like spitting gurgle of bubbles as he's pulling out this what does it have? A trident that it's been on its back as it's climbed over. So you stab up into it and do that 9 points of damage.
Sick. And then I know what you said about the climbing, but I would like to climb the ropes up to the top here.
Like getting up to the
Just like whatever
like
the top
okay,
area.
getting up to the crow's nest. So make
Yeah.
an act and make a well you I would say this is you don't have disadvantage because you have your second story work for climbing.
Just regular.
Just make an
regular.
acrobatic.
Okay.
Yeah, you are now standing on top, like with the amount of movement that you have left, you're able to get to pretty much into the crow's nest in the center. So you're what, probably about 30 feet above everyone else, have a good look down onto everything below you.
All right, sick.
I would say
That's-
you are out of the range, even though it says that you get the +3 to your saving throws. You are out of
Yeah,
that range.
that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Good to know.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Next is the Swahili. I cannot say this word.
Swaggin.
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 Swahugan. Warlock of Ukatoa.
The Swahooligans.
I just imagine they sound like the Murlocs from World of Warcraft.
Yeah, they sound like fish people. With that, they're going to take their turn and holy moly. This guy is going to pulls out this weird looking sword that almost has like barnacles encrusted all over it, and is going to take a swing at the guy trying to load the cross or the ballista. Is going to miss wildly, and then having missed is then going to shift over down to the captain because can't quite get. He's trying to bite, and there's this ballista in his way. Shift down to the captain to try to bite the captain, and also misses there. This guy is pretty useless. Dang, that stinks. But also does something with its bonus action that you don't know what happens. That brings it to the captain's turn. The captain is going to take is actually going to take its entire turn just to kind of keep the ship steady as it's been hit by these giant animals in the water. So he's going to make a captaining check. As this happens, the ship is starting to rock and roll, and people are starting to slide. And I would say everyone, including the enemies on the deck, you can all just move half movement. Everything is difficult terrain as you're trying to move on this very unsteady boat that's rocking and reeling. So that's his turn. Next up is this Baron, who's has one main target right in front. This guy just looks large and brutish of these fish people. Like they all have kind of different because there's two like big brutish guys, a couple or one that has this weird sword, and then the last one that you haven't quite seen yet that's climbing over the edge. It looks a little like skinny and that but he's going to take 3 attacks at you, Carrot. Change dice, because that one's trash for everybody. That is a 20 to hit.
Yeah.
That's a 14 to hit. And a 9 to hit. So as these two raking attacks from its claws that it has, as it hasn't pulled its trident out yet, it then, or actually on those next two, no, it still misses all of those. It is going to do as it misses with its claws but grabs you just enough to bite you. It does 2d4 plus 4. 8 points of damage to you as its bite lodges into your neck, or into the top of your shoulder, and then pushes you away. Blood now dripping down its mouth, and you see its almost eyes like glow with the like scent of blood, almost like a shark in water. That brings it to Christopher's turn.
Can I tie myself to this post before I attack? Is that an action?
I would say you can, if you want to use your entire action to do it, you can do it.
Okay.
But if you want to make a check, I could let you do it as a bonus action.
I'll just attack.
Okay. Are you going to go into a rage?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so that's 10, 20, 30. So yeah, it takes about 30 feet of your movement to get up there as you're like kind of sliding and catching yourself, but you end up right next to this this fish man with this weird barnacled sword. You're up.
Yep, I'll do reckless.
Okay. That is against this one. His AC is 14. That's a hit. Yeah, it takes this hit into the chest and kind of growls back at you after just like biting the captain, but takes that hit. And takes the second one too. And the little fires wisp up from your maul, but are immediately extinguished by the rain that's coming down in sheets right now. Yeah, right now your only real light is by some covered lanterns, so it's quite dark. All of you have some level of dark vision, so there's that. 3, 6, 9, 16, 21, 29 points of damage. Jesus. Even when the numbers were all in single digits, you still do 29 points of damage. Oof. Anything else you want to do with your turn? You have 10 more feet of movement, which can move you 1 square. And that's it.
Nope, that's good.
Okay. Bell, you're up.
Felix stabbed this one that's down those ropes from him to my kind of southwest, right?
Yeah. Yep.
But that one's
Stabbed
not
him.
dead.
No, not even close. Looking hardy, but definitely took a hit.
Alrighty. I will pull out my javelin and say my magic Thor words and hurl it at that guy.
Okay.
Always forget what I roll for the lightning.
No, roll the attack first. Or I guess,
Yeah, we roll the
weapon.
attack because the attack decides if it hits it all. 12.
12 misses. It was 13.
Well, that's not ideal.
No, not at all. But let's see if it doesn't hit.
Yeah, there's nobody else within the thing, so yeah, I guess it just misses.
Yeah, it just misses and lodges itself. Luckily, it was on the stairs, so it lodged itself into the stairs and then just fly off into the ocean.
I was curious how angry, or no, not how angry, but how
since you were
mean
only
you would
missed
be.
by 1, if you got a natural 1, you just threw a lightning bolt into the ocean. Gone forever. But yeah, since it it doesn't hit him. He deflects it and it falls to the ground.
All right.
So-
I guess I will just move over here and then stabby stab.
Okay. Pull out your sword and bring it down on him. 19. Yeah, definitely hits. Oh yeah, you get improved divine smite. Son of a gun.
Ooh.
I'm like, what's this 8? Jesus criminy. 19, 27 points of damage. That first hit, it looked just fine, but as your sword comes down, it is now very surprised. It's like feeling good after it deflects this lightning bolt javelin, then takes a massive cleave and looks worse for wear, but still standing. Quite brutish and big. Anything else?
That's all I got.
Okay. Next up is as probably only really Carrick notices this as the chaos is going on. This little, like almost small little version of these fishmen comes up and like holds up this small little rod, slams it down on the ground, and you see the water come up from the sides of the boat, and start to congeal right in the center, underneath the main mast of the boat. And as it congeals, it turns into a moving swarm of water. You would recognize this, Carrick, as it happens. That this looks like something you've summoned once before.
Elemental.
Yeah, a water elemental that is pulled out of the ocean and into its form on the ground. Roll initiative for it. 17, 18, 19. Yeah. Okay, and that was the High Priestess's turn. With that, it's the shark's turn. I guess the priestess is then going to move over to the side, hiding from as much people as possible. The sharks take their turn. They are going to make bash attacks against the sides of the boats. They got a natural 1. The boat is shifting too much that they actually miss it. So none of you guys have to make a dexterity saving throw or be knocked prone. That is their turn. Carrick, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna step this direction.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do a lightning bolt straight forward, trying to get these two guys.
Okay, priestess. What do you have anything interesting? Nope. Go right ahead. They need to make dexterity saving throws.
Dexterity saving throw.
Okay, for the brutish one, that's a fail. For the priestess, that is also a fail. That is, both of them rolled 2, so they both, as this lightning bolt flies through them, they go like speaking this language that none of you can speak. And they both take that 21 points of damage. Both looking fine, but just a little singed. I wouldn't say you light anything on fire because of the rain. Oh.
Do I don't know if it works the same for the priestess as it works for me, but does she need to do a concentration saving roll because she
Yeah,
summoned the
she does.
elemental?
Yep. She does. Otherwise, it starts attacking indiscriminately.
Yeah.
So, you did 21, so she needs to get a 10, or what's her constitution save? 8 or higher. That's a natural 20. She saves. So, maintains control on that. With that, the crew is taking its turn. All 3 of them have loaded the ballistas. I would say I should probably mark this because that person's not there. But this right here is the other ballista that can be used. There's bolts attached to it that can be loaded, but the ballistas have been loaded by the crew. They can't take a shot this turn. However, if someone else ran up to take the shot, they could, but it takes a load and a shooting action to do that. But that brings it to this Baron's turn, which I'm kind of in a rock and a hard place, is going to take its attack on Fel. It's going to take its 3 attacks, although it takes 2 with its trident that it had pulled out with 2 hands plus 7. That's 25 to hit, which I assume hits Fel.
It hits me on the way. I'm just noticing I didn't have my mithril plate checked, and I'm trying to remember if I did that intentionally because I just ran up out of bed. Is that what happened here? Okay, so
You are not in your armor, so your
I mean
armor
that would have
class
hit me anyway, but
yeah. Yeah, and that's gonna hit you as well. Well, your armor class is what, like 11 right now?
13.
13. Okay, very different than normal.
Normally 21.
You take these 2 stabs from a trident, and then the last one goes. Last one, amazingly, as it tries to bite you after those 2 misses, but you do take. Where's the trident? Trident 2-handed is 2d8, so 4d8 of damage. Wowzers. 10, 14 plus 4, 18 points of damage as you realize you don't have your armor on anymore. You're able to get your sword kind of in the way from the bite that comes down to you, but you take just kind of these hits against your side from this trident being shoved at you. 18 points of damage. That leads us to the top of the round. I'll be right back. 1 second. I have to look at something. Open.
A particular yelp, it's like, wait, I never feel that before.
I'm so
Now,
surprised.
getting poked somewhere you don't get with armor usually.
Yup. Thel realizes I need to practice my parrying without my armor on more. Have I done? Well, if my lightning bolt had just hit, maybe I wouldn't be in this situation.
Like when you grab a pan without a mitt on, like you didn't realize it was hot.
Okay. What you doing, Felix?
How easy is it to see the sharks from where I am?
Ooh, make a perception check.
Perception.
Nah, you can't see them. They're underwater in some roiling water, and you're way up.
Okay. In that case, I am going to cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
Is that a full action?
I believe so, yes. Yeah, one action.
Okay. So you're defending yourself up there?
I'm gonna stay up here, yes.
Okay.
Let me get and I can
Okay.
cast. I think I have. Yeah, I have level 2 spells, so I'm gonna cast it as at a second level.
So you have
How
give
did
yourself 10 temporary hit points.
Yes.
is there an owl out there too?
Yeah, there's an owl out here. If Carrick wants to tell the owl to do anything on his turn.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's been a while. We decided that happens on my turn.
It directly after your turn or directly before your turn.
Okay.
Like if you wanted to use it to go fly out somewhere, you can hold like your action to do it, but it generally goes right after you.
Okay.
It's just easier to keep track of it that way and for you to plan strategically.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to roll initiative for it and have it go somewhere in the initiative order.
No, that's fine. I just remember we mindfully changed it once, and I didn't remember what we changed it to.
I think we changed it just to go after you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's this little warlock dude who, after being straight beaten by you, looks at you, takes the sword, spins it around. You see this glowing yellow eye with a almost like a cat's eye, like a yellow orb with a straight black slit down the center, and it points it towards you. And you need to make a Christopher a wisdom saving throw. And none of you guys really see this, but some barbs almost start growing out of the top of Christopher's head, forming this weird crown. So that's what happens there. And Christopher's eyes, no one knows, but start to glow like a furious yellow, just like they almost turn into the little eyeball like crystal that was at the bottom of this weird barnacled sword.
Is he pregnant again?
Yep, he's pregnant now.
Damn amphibians! Like it's my weakness. It's my vice. I guess.
And with that is then going to shuffle down, start going down the stairs. So 5, 10, down to here. You do not get an opportunity attack, but the other two do, or the captain gets an opportunity attack as it runs by. You are considered charmed right now. With a certain type of charm. You got a little heart above you. This guy's your friend. 9 plus. I have so many different character sheets open. Where's the one I need? Oh, I closed it. What is this? No, it does not hit this guy. Yeah, and he kind of scrambles away, which brings it to the water elemental's turn. Shit, what's the water elemental going to do? I think it's going to rock around like there's only really one thing that it sees and is going to
I'm in danger.
slam attack at Fel. Misses the first one. Second one is a definite hit. So as you're like fighting off this guy trying to bite you, his teeth almost around your sword, you are then punched by a big old force of water and take. Uh, 9 points of damage as water punches you in the back of the head. Bring it to the Baron's turn. This Baron, having just been electrocuted, is going to turn around at you, Carrick, and take its 3 attacks. Miss. 4, 6, 8. Just brutal. You can't hit the wizard, big dude. And whiffs all its attack, but then is going to kind of back up and defend the priestess behind it. That brings it to the captain's turn. He's going to make a boat check. Can't control the boat as well as it is still difficult terrain for everybody. Christopher's turn. Christopher, I would like you to make 1 attack roll. Or first roll a d6. 1 through 3 hits the captain. 4 through 6 hits the guy on the ballista. So 6, you attack the guy on the ballista. Go ahead and make 1 attack roll.
Yeah. Sorry, bud.
Yeah, 6 or 8, 9, 10, 11, 17. Guy's still alive, but he's like, it swings. You can see he's like trying to aim it down at the sharks below, and it completely swings him out of shape, but he's still alive. Go ahead and make another wisdom saving throw at the end of your turn. Nope, that's still a failure. You are still charmed. However,
Can my ancestral guardians choose to reduce his damage? Are they charmed with me?
you know, I'll say they're charmed with you. They see that it's essentially like how the spell is kind of written is you see this person as an enemy for a second. You can now use your movement, but the like first thing you have to do is attack someone that the thing told you to attack.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
But you can still move if you want.
Can I attack this other guy with my other attack? Or not?
Which guy?
The gremlin at the bottom of the stairs, sir.
I'm going to say no because you're probably charmed in that regard. This spell could use a few more rules on it.
I guess I'll just move.
Oh no, you used your entire action to just make that
Okay.
1 attack.
Okay.
But you can move wherever you want.
I'll move here.
Okay. Fel, that is your turn. You are currently surrounded.
All right, Fishman.
Yes. Let's see. Hold on. That's 25, 26, 27, 31, 36, 37. As these two mighty swings come down, this guy is just cleaved in half. And now you are no longer swarmed, you are just standing above a in half carcass of a fish man with a big old thing of water behind you. You still have your bonus action though. There's anything. Ay, ay, ay.
Well, I always have this prepared thinking I'll use it on somebody else, but it might be helpful to use on me this time. So I will throw Shield of Faith on myself.
Is that a bonus action?
It is a bonus action casting time. Yep.
Okay,
so I get
perfect.
+2 AC.
Okay, your AC is now 15?
Yep.
Perfect. Good to know. Yeah, you throw that on yourself as you turn around to fight the water. Next up, that brings it to the High Priestess. The High Priestess is going to I think it's going to look at the wizard that just sent a lightning bolt to it and is going to cast blindness, deafness on you. So make a
I'm gonna attempt a counter spell here.
What level spell is blindness? Okay, if you can immediately counterspell it as it comes your way. Their spell is.
So it says
Make
an ability
you don't have
check.
to because it's only a level 2 spell.
Okay.
So it automatically works.
Oh yeah, you're right. If it's fourth or higher, then I have to do that. Okay.
Yep. But then it is going to skitters down off the side of the boat to get out of your kind of lightning bolt range.
Is it in the water or is that?
No, like you don't know. You just watch it go over the side. And yeah. So you don't totally know. You don't make a perception check if you want to see if you hear a splash. Even with a 16, you can't tell. You're in the ocean in a storm.
Okay.
Yeah, that leads it to the shark's turn. They are going to see if they can affect the boat. They can't. The sharks cannot hit the boat. As it's for some reason the captain, even though he's steering really shitty, is somehow keeping the sharks from hitting the boat.
It's so erratic, even the sharks can't predict where it's going.
Yeah. The sharks have been given one instruction, which is to hammer on the boat, and they can't. Carrick, that's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna peek over the side and see if I can see if he's hanging on the side of the boat or if he's visible at all.
You can see them hanging on the side of the boat.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Disintegrate.
Okay. Dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
For this.
Hello.
I will say we'll roll this one in front of the board. It needs a 13. That is a 14. Which I assume fails.
Yep.
Okay. It is disintegrated. So you watch, and as that happens, you notice in front of you, Thel, this water elemental went from like very intent on you to now just totally confused. So,
and with my owl's gonna swoop in and like grab onto the back of this mermaid fish dude that was kind of by me.
okay. Owl lands on top of the Swahigan.
Yeah.
Okay. It is then the crew's turn. The crew. Let's see. This crew guy. I'll let each of you. There's less than one, so 3 of you choose what you want the crew to do with their loaded ballista.
I want mine to turn it just a little bit and try and skewer the gremlin to the side if we can reach him.
Yeah, it's on like full 360 degree that it can turn. If you want to aim it on the ship, they're going to have to make some sort of check to like push it over. If you wanted to shoot him, go ahead and make a roll a d20 plus 3.
D20 plus 3.
Yeah, so it is aiming straight at the guy. Make an attack roll. The D20 plus 3 again. Natural 20. Uh-oh. Roll. Let's see. So it's doubled. Roll 8d8, please. $8d8 plus 10. Oh no. It does some damage to the boat, but this thing is skewered by a harpoon about like that big around through its chest, and as you see, it skewers the back of it, and that weird barnacled sword with the yellow eyeball thing on it skitters to the ground and then just dissolves into water, and this guy is dead. Christopher, you are no longer charmed. You are back to normal. Yeah.
That's my intent.
Good job. Okay, what are the other 2 guys doing?
One of us should definitely try and hit the shark. But I don't know if anyone could see. This guy's out in the water.
From the people on the ground can see the sharks. You just couldn't see them because you're another 30 feet up.
Sure.
You can see the shadows of the sharks.
So this dude up at the top could see one of them.
Yes,
Maybe
you
he
can
could
see
shoot.
that one on the top. You gonna take a
Okay,
shoot?
sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make an attack roll. So a D20 plus 3. 16. Giant shark. AC is 13. Okay, roll 4d8 plus 10.
48 plus 10.
big hit on the shark. You see, or the peel that no one really sees except for the guy that shot it. Goes, yes. But the shark takes a palpable hit to the side, and both of those guys start reloading their ballista, which then leads it. There's one more guy.
The one right by Carrick, I assume?
Yep.
There's just the one on the deck to the far east, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, he'll just shoot at that guy.
Okay, you need to turn it all the way around there. Make a D20 plus 3. You're looking to beat 15. Natural 20. Yes, he is aimed. With the natural 20, I'll give you advantage on this next roll. D20 plus 3 to shoot the guy.
What did I just do? Oh, yeah.
But you have an advantage, so roll one more time. Yep, that will hit. Go ahead and roll 4d8 plus 10.
Okay, hold on. I'll roll 3d8 plus 10, and we can add 3 to it.
29 points of damage. Move little owl. He takes it, but it just like glances off his shoulder and embeds itself into the floor, like going in a little bit like through the floor, but he's still standing. Owl still perched on his shoulder. That ends the crew's turn. That now makes it the dead Baron's turn, which brings it to Felix's turn. Your turn. You see a big old water elemental underneath you. You can try and see if the sharks are still there, but biggest threat right now looking is the water elemental that's on top of the boat attacking Fel.
Okay. I think I could see the guy in the front with Owl on it, yeah?
Yeah, you can see him.
I'm going to cast Mind Spike, which is a DC
Okay.
14.
DC 14. That's a 6.
So we're going to take
13 points of damage. Is he still up? Oh, he's still up, but is his brain... What happened? What else happens?
Must make a D36 on a failed save. They can't become... Yeah, nothing crazy. Just the
Okay,
damage.
you just know... You're just going to know...
I just know where he is if he goes underwater, I guess.
Yeah. Which is... That moves this dead guy. Now it's the water elemental's turn. Water elemental is going to move forward just a little bit, so you are almost engulfed in the water, Fel, and is going to use its whelm ability. Make a DC 15 strength saving throw. Okay, so that's it. Nope. Nothing happens. That's the end of the water elemental's turn. This water is whipping you, but you just kind of like grab and lock your hand on this railing, and as you're like trying to get sucked in by this like vortex of water, like a typhoon, you're able to hold your ground.
Just being waterboarded, but that's fine.
Yeah. That brings it to this Baron's turn, who is so fucked up. Having just like it is going to jump. Seeing what's going on, it is going to jump off the edge of the boat. Owl can have an attack of opportunity on it.
Yeah, excellent. That's what I wanted. It's gonna be not a lot, but still worthwhile. It's Owl getting the attack of opportunity, so it has to be one of his attacks, right?
Yes.
Well, he's gonna talon this sucker as he runs away.
Does not hit. Owl, it is amazing, is still flying around in this middle storm. And actually, all of you guys have kind of noticed the storm is starting to die down dramatically. You've noticed that kind of ever since the priestess got disintegrated. So, next is the captain's turn, who is no longer going to have disadvantage on trying to right the ship. Still rolls like absolute dog shit. So, ship is still kind of reeling in these last moments of the storm. Christopher, that is now your turn. You are no longer bothered.
Going up here, and I'll try and load the ballista.
Okay, easy enough. You can load the ballista as an action. Go ahead and make a dexterity check if you want to use your bonus action to try and load it faster. No, it takes your full action. So, it is loaded though, so you can use it whenever you next want to.
Cool.
Bell, that's your turn.
I will voltage lightning bolt the inside of the water elemental. This is gonna hurt myself,
Okay.
isn't it? Well,
it's not. You're not fully underwater. No one. How does magic electricity work versus regular electricity? No one knows.
yeah, I figure it's gonna be fine. I figure water, lightning, good. Zap.
I think that's redundant. How does electricity work? Nobody knows.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, lightning bolted. Each creature within that line must make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw.
How long does that line go?
60 feet.
Oh, yours only 60?
Yeah, his is out of his sword. I guess, yeah, you can adjust it. It just flies off into space. So
Since it's kind of inside of it, I just kind of like shove the sword in and aim it straight up.
okay, yeah, that sounds cool. I'll have you do this. So it has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, DC 15.
Make an attack roll, and if you beat a if you beat a 25, I'll say it does something cool because you're in the middle of this thing and you like full on like get the fuck out of here. So a 26, you like go full like raise your sword into the air, like Lion-O from Thundercats, and shoot a lightning bolt straight out of it. So it'll take that. You can go ahead and do its dexterity saving throw, which it fails. So roll your 4d6, and it takes all of that actual damage you just did. Because I think that's cool. So yeah, just another 4d6. So 14, 18, 25. 25 plus 17 is
42.
42 points of GD damage. The fact that your slashing damage is 17 is absurd. Anyways, 45 points of damage, rocketing as this water element like splits in half as this lightning bolt like shoots out of the center of this sword. You see it like kind of like split apart, and you see Fell standing there, and then it forms back together, taking a like very, very big hit, but still like almost just completely enraged. Whatever was controlling it, it's now just confused about why it's here. Minus, we said what, 40? 42, there we go. Okay. Shark's turn. The sharks now are both going to attack. The sharks both hit the boat. So I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Actually hit the boat?
They actually hit the boat. Felix, you're fine. You're up in the crow's nest.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
And I'm not by the edge.
Okay. Saves. Oh no, fails. Saves. So you watch this boat, like it like almost turns sideways as the it's like they finally figured out. One goes low, one goes high. One of the sharks jumps out, and like you see this giant like flippers and toothy maw come over the side from the top, and this other one hits from below, and the boat rocks like a solid 60 degrees as this guy flings off into the side. Bell goes overboard as well. Everyone else still have, except for you are knocked prone, Christopher. So everyone else is just fine. With your how good Felix is, you watch Thel go overboard. Felix. The clouds at this point have almost totally dissipated, and we are getting like back to very smooth waters, though.
Go.
Hopefully. Okay. That brings it to Carrick's turn.
So the elemental is dead or no?
No, the elemental is still there, looking very enraged.
Okay. I'm going to run over here. And I'm going to cast Gust of Wind toward the elemental. And that shouldn't hit Felix, right? Felix is up above.
Felix is well above, yeah. Can you get all the way over there? I'm sorry, I just was...
That's like, yeah, so that's about 30 feet if I go straight up and then over. It's pretty close.
You would move right...
There?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yep, right there.
If you go the other way, though, like if you go...
Oh,
right,
maybe.
You went this way.
Then it would be right here.
Yeah, okay. Where I'm at's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, still gonna do the same thing. Gonna do Gust. It's gonna do toward the elemental.
Okay. What does it need to do?
So the elemental needs to make a strength saving throw.
That is a 16. Doesn't quite save, does it?
Nope.
Okay.
So it's pushed 15 feet in the direction of my wind.
Okay. Just make sure, does that affect a... This is considered a large creature. Just want to make sure on that.
I'll cast it to chat. I don't think it says anything about large. It says any creature in the line must spend 2 feet of movement for every 1 foot.
Yep.
Yep. Doesn't distinguish.
Okay. You push it 15 feet off the boat.
You just need a legume seed as your
You
I think
know.
I have no.
just a
A
lentil,
few of those.
like flick a lentil at it.
That's a weird one. Like normally they make some sort of sense. Why would wind and legumes be?
Are they farty? Is it like beans?
Yeah, that's the only thing I can connect it to is it's gas. We got the wind.
Yeah. Okay.
At least you.
Somebody was laughing at some sort of meta joke when they wrote that rule. They're like, yeah, it's funny.
Speaking of a very
I think
meta joke,
most of
Go
the
ahead.
components are written that way as like little jokes,
Yeah.
unless it actually requires like gold.
One of my favorite jokes, when they were doing the original art for the first monster manual, they said, okay, someone needs to do the invisible stalker, and when they submitted it, it was just a blank piece of paper. And that is what is printed. The invisible stalker, the original invisible stalker like block is just a blank square.
Somebody initially was like, what the fuck? And then they were like, wait, I get it.
Wait, yeah, you did it right. You win this one. And I don't know, it's always funny. Okay, good job move, Carrick. The water elemental falls and plummets into the water. The scary thing about that is that you have no clue where it is now. Next up is the crew. This one up here is going to reload his ballista. This guy over here runs over and throws a rope out into the water for his other companion who's trying to swim and grab the side of the boat. That guy is going to make a athletics check to try to grab onto the boat and rope and start climbing up. Oh my goodness, that is an 18 plus 3, 21. This guy amazingly climbs himself back up to the side of the boat, thanks to his friend's help.
If you like drills on this.
Yep. Felix, that's up to you. You are standing above, kind of surveying the scene. The only things you can't really totally see anything. You actually can probably see the sharks now that the storm's kind of let up. But other than that, to see Felix or to see Thel, you would probably have to make a perception check. But you're up in the crow's nest and can do whatever you want.
I saw him get flung over.
You saw him fall over, but you might not be able to see him in the water.
That's fine. Can I? What is the distance like from here to the side? Like, if I wanted to jump from the crow's nest over the side of the boat, could I do that, or would I have to just climb down?
You can do that. You'll just take 30 feet of falling damage.
I want to fly over the side.
Oh, over the side, you'll end up
Yeah,
there, and so I'll say make an acrobatics check to see how well you dive into the water.
Okay, perfect.
You're gonna make it regardless, but this determines how much movement you have afterwards. You have 10 more feet of movement as you land in the water.
Okay, and is Thel right next to me?
With a 16, you're kind of like right teetering on that edge. Make a perception or investigation check to see if you can like quickly like swim around and feel him. 21. Yes, you are able. You grab his hand. You are able. Like you just barely like. I'll say with this. He has his sword. You grab the end of his sword. You take 1 point of slashing damage as you grab onto his sword.
Okay. Okay, cool. So I have only used movement, and then so I guess for my action, I want to activate my ghost or my Storm Rider boots and zoom back up with Thel back to the deck.
Rules so fucking much. Just full on grab and
Even if it's by his sword, which I think is hilarious.
yes, you are pulling him up by his sword. You are going.
So hang on, real quick. Does that count? That counts as a melee attack, right?
Of what?
That counts as a melee attack. The sword slashing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now the sword is cold because I have my armor of Agathis. It takes cold damage. So can we just say it like freezes over, and that's how I can actually hold it?
Yes, you
'Cause
can
I think
hold
that's
it.
cool.
I'll just say it. Your armor of Agathis goes away as the infuses the sword, and somehow you're just holding on to a sword, and it's like your hands are frost frozen to it, which is why you can hold on to it. Because normally you would just slip off of a sword as sharp as this, but your hands are like as if you put your tongue to a flagpole on it, and you burst out, land back on top of the boat. You guys are both on the side. Um, Roll the damage for it as well, because you are right next to the shark and the elemental that are going to take this electric damage or whatever type of damage it is as you fly out.
That's
Yeah.
electric or lightning.
Yeah, shocks both the elemental and the shark that was like quite literally looking at you with mouth open, Thel, as you're yanked out.
I'm mostly just confused at what the hell just even happened.
And you land. Felix is attached to your sword. It's starting to obviously melt now, but you guys are all on the boat. You, Felix, though, at the end of your turn, you do still know because of the mind spike that last Baron is not kind of running away and is still out in the water relatively close.
Okay. I'm gonna relay that to I guess I can yell that out loud.
Yeah, you can yell it out loud.
So,
You'd say that there's still beyond the sharks. There's still one of those guys left.
yeah. Before he gets to anybody else to bring reinforcements.
That brings it to the water elemental's turn, who is the only thing in front of it is a big old shark. So the water elemental is going to punch the shark twice. So what? 2 slam attacks. Misses one, hits the other, punches the shark in the nose. 2d8 plus 4. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 17 points of damage. Yeah, that's a good punch on a shark. That brings it to this Baron, who none of you guys can see, but does something.
How fast are we moving? Like, do they need to use movement to keep up with the boat?
And the sharks can easily keep up with the boat.
Right. I was wondering. I don't know. Yeah, I guess the water elemental too. Yeah.
Yeah, all three things the boat is not moving remotely fast enough. In fact, like probably after the attack happened, the sails kind of got. You're going to sort. They probably were trying to say like, hey, don't drop sails. Like, stop things. We need to slow down. After the guy went over. So, yep, the Baron does. You don't know exactly where he is, but he is moving around. Captain might finally get control of this ship again. With a 19, finally, the ship has settled. Everyone can move normally again. And yeah, control of the ship has been regained. Christopher, that's your turn. You are still standing, or you're prone, but you can stand up, and you have your the ballista still there.
Yep, I'm just gonna do the ballista.
Okay, make a dexterity-based attack roll. So d20 plus your proficiency plus dexterity instead of strength. It's a d20 plus 4 or 2. Plus your proficiency, which would be another 3. So plus 5.
Well, 3.
You've never shot one of these big fancy contraptions before, and you send it just straight off upwards into the air, and you're all kind of impressed about how far it went. Okay, Bell, that's your turn.
Yeah, I guess there's another ballista to my east, right? It's not manned at the moment.
Right here.
Yeah, let's go load that sucker up.
Okay, you load it. You can make a dexterity check to see if you can load and shoot in the same round. It's a DC 20 dexterity check. Nope, it is loaded though.
Alright, I'll load it up and then yeah, I'm ready to shoot it.
Okay. It is now the shark's turn. Shark 1, this guy, is going to attack the water elemental. Giant sharks get how many attacks? 1 attack. Definitely hits the water elemental, does 3d10 plus 6. D10s? Who even has D10s? 4, 5, 10 plus 6. 16 points of damage to the water elemental. You can't totally see what's going on. It just looks like a shark is biting water. Carrick, that's your turn. Or no, the other shark is going to make an yeah, it's going to make a athletics check. That's a 22. This shark lands halfway up onto the boat and starts chomping around. It is close enough to you, actually. It is going to make an attack roll at Carrick. Carrick, that is a 19 plus a billion. Yeah. So 3d10 points of damage. 8, 15, 25 plus 31 points of damage as it lands and chomps you. Doesn't grapple when it chops.
I'm gonna do my ancestral guardian.
Yeah,
Here.
you're close enough. You can see him. Reduce it by what, 3d6?
3d6. Oh, I should roll.
Yeah.
Where's the 56? 1, 2, 3.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you get 12 back. Okay. That is now your turn, Carrick. There's a big old shark in front of you that's lashing around, biting.
Super fun. So I'm gonna start with my bonus action. So I can use my bonus action to change the direction of the wind on my
Okay.
gust of wind. I'm gonna turn and point it at the shark.
Okay, so it makes a what kind of save again?
Strength.
Strength? Okay. That's a 12. That's not going to do it. It falls back into the water.
And then can I deal with Owl simultaneously, or do I need to finish my turn and then have Owl do stuff?
What do you want to do?
Well, I want to see if Owl can spot the dude in the water, and if he can, I'm gonna have him go after him.
Okay. Yeah, Al can do that. You're just holding an action to do something if Al spots him.
Yeah. So yeah, my eventual goal would be for Owl to go in, grab him, and then for me to use Shocking Grasp through Owl.
Okay.
So however, if you want that to be the next turn, that's fine. However that needs to work.
So Owl can go to the side of the boat, like right here. Owl needs to make a perception check with disadvantage because you're looking down into the water for a little dude.
Okay. Disadvantage?
Yes. With a 12, you can't find, or I'll roll a stealth for him to see. That was a natural 20 that rolled back to a 2. You notice that he's like popped up, like after he saw the shark going there, he's like, ooh, maybe that worked. You see him for a second, and then he dips down under the water. So you have Al go and try and chase him under the water.
If Owl if Owl feels like he's near the surface enough that he can dive and latch on with his talons.
You would have to make a dexterity check with Owl.
Why not?
Yeah, I'll say Owl's able to dive down since he popped up and got that too. And Shocking Grasp, what's the save for Shocking Grasp?
Shocking Grasp is
I'll say this guy has 13 hit points.
It is not a save. It's because he's being touched. It's an attack roll basically. With disadvantage if they're wearing any metal.
He is wearing a metal breastplate.
So he gets I get advantage on the attack roll then.
Okay. That hits, and your owl electrocutes a fish man in the ocean. And you can tell me if that would kill Owl as well.
It would be fair if it did.
Okay, well, it's fun and it's cool. Owl is alive, but Owl is drowning. I don't know how well an owl can get out of the ocean.
Probably not well.
Owl has 1 turn to get out.
Okay.
Okay. With the crew, these 2 guys that just saved, reload one of the ballista and shoot at this shark over there, because there's 2 of them over there. It's going to roll that. That's a definite hit. It takes 4d8. 4, 14, 17 plus 10, 27. Yeah, and they start cheering as they're seeing this other shark swim off. They're going to take the other guy up here is going to take his shot. That also hits 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 plus 10, 25. This shark up here is dead. And you just see a big old carcass start floating up to the surface. We want that. Why? Okay, there we go. We'll just put it right here. The other part of the crew, all the crew, Felix, it is your turn. For all intents and purposes, though, this combat is done. The shark is probably going to fight off the water elemental. The one thing controlling the sharks is dead, so they'll probably leave as they know that they're dying. The only real thing is you have a giant shark carcass that could be harvested floating in the water.
I'm for sure doing shark fin soup. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was my first instinct was we gotta get the shark meat.
Yeah, how are you gonna get the shark up onto this boat? This thing weighs probably 800 pounds.
Okay, well, my original plan before I decided I couldn't do that because I couldn't see the damn shark was to take my crossbow thing with the hook, not the hook, but whatever what you call You know
the
how we have
grappling
the,
hook
the grappling thing?
Grappling rope.
Yeah, and shoot the shark, and then give it to one of my strong guys to try and pull him up off out of the.
Okay, sure enough, it is grappled around, and it's weird. You shoot this rope straight at it, and the rope is like perfectly straight, and then it hits this thing that's probably about 12 feet side to side, and just the rope just like slithers its way around and ties a knot,
Oh yeah.
and you just have the rest of the rope.
Yeah, I was like, what? I was thinking, what is the tensile strength of this rope? Like,
That's probably the biggest problem.
anyway, and then I would hand this to.
How
Christopher,
far
No, I cannot pick up this shark.
is there like a lifeboat or something? Can I just go start chopping it up in the water, just bringing up pieces?
Yeah, there is a dinghy. There are multiple dinghies on the side of this boat that you could lower down. Now that it's tethered and just kind of being pulled along, you could lower the dinghies and butcher it.
Maybe like it's grappled, so it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's grappled, so even if you like, it's gonna until it's loaded, it's gonna be slowing down the boat. But it is with the use of some wild magical rope that tied itself around a giant shark by itself. The boat, it is tethered, and you can start butchering it as you see fit. Whether that's nice butchering or just trying to get it up here, that is up to you.
I definitely want to be extra careful with the fin.
Okay.
But,
So with the fin, you can make a chef's tools check to delicately get that part off, and then we can just say that it's butchered. We'll make 2 rolls. Roll once for the fin with your cooking tools, and once that's just a nature check.
I guess this might be a strength 1, just to get a good chunk off.
Okay, sure.
Normal.
Okay, 14. It is definitely strength based. It's not the cleanest filleting cuts, but you get the full fin. It's a little ragged, but this fin is also like 4 feet tall. And then just roll a nature check for the rest of the harvesting of this shark. You get most of the shark. There's actually some of the crew that's like, oh, I've never done it with a guy this big, but we've definitely got some sharks on the back here. So let us butcher it up and we can get it. Yeah, so you have a shark's head, the shark fin, and then probably like at the end of everything being kept, like 300 pounds of shark meat.
How the hell are we gonna get the shark head back to our base? That
Yeah.
belongs on the wall.
Oh yeah.
How do you taxidermy a shark head on the ocean? I'm trying to think, would any of you have any idea about preserving things in salt?
Definitely not me.
And would they have enough salt and something for you to pack a 12-foot around head?
I mean, we could definitely like fireball some seawater, right? Like over time, or just I'll
Can we just
stick
make
my
like a
fireball underneath
a group
underneath.
intelligence determination and see if we
Yes,
can come
make
up
a
with
group
whatever?
intelligence check and I'll decide how well this thing is preserved. If anyone can come up with
Oh,
an
boy.
actual thing, I'll give you advantage on your roll.
I got
That's
8,
my
so-
thing. Was just sticking my fireball underneath a bucket of salt water.
Okay, I'll give you advantage on that. See what would happen from that. I don't know what happens when you. Okay, right now let's say I'm gonna say you need to beat a DC between the 4 of you. You need to beat a DC 45 to have it
Right.
be good. Anything below
Right,
that is
20.
going to be worse. Anything above that is going to be better. So, Carrick and Thel, if there's any way you think you can preserve this shark head, you can get advantage. Otherwise, just roll an intelligence check. I don't have that up, so I don't. Okay, everyone's here.
What's his bucket to transport us back to just so we can send this transport the head back.
You could use your teleportation scroll to just send the head back. Okay, so what? You're at 39 now. You need a 6 or better to preserve it.
So, did we decide that our base has a teleportation circle?
It does not.
I don't think it does.
Oh my god.
Bell says, wait, I'm going to try something. And casts Revivify on it, not really knowing what it does because he's never used it before.
Okay. Revivify.
No, don't revive the shark.
No, I'll say
shark
the
comes
head is
back as a
chopped off.
zombie.
You're trying to figure out how to preserve it. If you cast Revivify at it and spend the 300 gold, it works, and you guys have a preserved head.
Okay.
One of your boons that you had gotten from the churches that you've helped is they gave you like some of the material components to cast these types of spells. So that uses one else. So you have one more diamond worth 300 gold to actually cast Revivify with. If you want to use one of your 2 to keep the shark head,
yeah, why not?
It is successful and it is perfectly preserved.
And it is definitely alive. It's just a shark head though, and it only has 1 hit point. If it gets too dangerous, just punch it. It'll be fine.
It dies
gets too mouthy.
fairly quickly afterwards, but it is perfectly preserved, but slightly animated.
It's
like a big Billy Bass.
Yeah, that's good.
It just randomly moves.
Yep.
Now the only thing is how are we gonna transport this back? We'll figure it out.
Yeah, this thing is too big to go in your bag of holding.
Well, there is no way I can teleportation circle this back to our base. There's nothing over there.
The closest thing you can teleport it to is. Do you remember where your teleportation circles go to?
I don't know.
So you have 2. One, you have no clue where it goes. The other one is out of the glass window of the Platinum House in Zadash. So,
look, man.
So yeah,
I have a way to communicate with Giannis. We have a crew. Like this is, I think, the crew's next mission is to come and retrieve this shark. I don't care about.
What if we just send it to
crews
the
are
dash
out.
and then you have someone go pick it up?
Yeah.
But you have like 4 or 5 guards that could go do this for you.
Yeah, I think that's what we do.
Okay, probably need a day's worth of rest to kind of plan this and do that, and you have to like coordinate a time. But that is something you can do. A shark's head is gonna fly out of a church's like stained glass window onto the street. I
am going to scribe the craziest letter.
Okay.
To Giannis about this situation.
I'll say you guys have already spent up. This will work, but you'll have to get onto dry land to kind of make this all work. Doing it on a boat would be very precarious.
So that's fair.
Okay. So there, you survived the boat attack. The night continues. I don't know how many people are going to get sleep. You see some people like totally like unconscious being tended to down like all of the like tourists that are going on their fun trip are like, whoa, they were right. This is really going to be an exciting vacation. So much different than what we're used to. The Swifties are Swifty, yeah. Is down there like tending to people that got kind of rocked around because of the very turbulent water and the attacks by sharks. But luckily the sharks only hit once because there was no permanent damage to the ship, and you're able to continue sailing through the rest of the night. And is there anything else you want to do that evening, or is it just time to go to sleep? Or go back to sleep?
Back to sleep.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the sleep. We get a long rest after it, or is it too late into the night?
No, everyone make a Constitution saving throw. You're not going to get a long rest, but this will determine if you have any exhaustion. No, none of, and all of you guys aren't exhausted. It just was like kind of like an exhilarating night. It's just going to be like the next day you're going to need an extra cup of coffee. So Felix, you're the most tired, but that you also dove 30 feet into the water, had to battle that and pulled someone out with boots. But no one takes a point of exhaustion, but no one gets a long rest. I'll say you can take a short rest, but no one gets the benefits of a full rest. So no return spell slots.
What about for me though? Given that I only need 4 hours to get like a meditated long rest.
Yeah, you can have a long rest. That's only fair that you're an elf that only needs to sleep for 4 hours. Or how about this? I'll give you the choice. You can have a long rest or a point of exhaustion.
Like if I get a long rest, I have a point of exhaustion. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It's essentially you got your long rest in and then came out into this, and now you're just going to be up like for the next 20 hours. Like it's
What would that mean functionally? I'd get all my spell slots back, but then
ability checks are at
exhaustion
disadvantage.
and what?
All ability checks would be at disadvantage if you take exhaustion.
Ugh. Maybe not. Maybe I'll do a short rest then.
Okay. Okay. With that, the next morning comes. The boat isn't moving quite as well. Like it did take some damage, just nothing super major.
Just a short rest count, probably.
Yeah, short rest. Everyone gets a short rest if no one gets a long rest.
I honestly don't know if it did anything.
Yeah, the short rest button does absolutely nothing on that character sheet. Spend your hit dice to heal is essentially all. But you do, Carrick, you get spell slots back because of arcane recovery.
Yeah, up to 5.
Yeah, but nothing over a 5th level.
Right. And by 5, it's like 1 third level counts as 3, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. As the sun breaks and you're all kind of tending to your wounds, maybe keeping watch to make sure you aren't attacked by more of these fish people. You see relatively not that far off in the distance, probably only half a day, maybe a full day, an island with a tall peak towards the center. And you see like one very large landmass and a smaller landmass to the what would be the northwest of it. Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? It's we need wild mount. Which magic host is this? You see this island, or yeah, to the northeast of it, sorry, with a large mountain that's topped at the top, kind of flat, like a volcano. There's no smoke coming out of it, like it shows in the picture. But then you see that off in the distance, and I need to use the restroom, so be right back. Let's take a lunch break. Okay. Ooh. Hmm. Okay. Can move the activity now. Whew. I'm glad I could knock one of you guys into the water in that fight. That was the whole point. And I'm glad you got out of it in a fun way.
That was a fun fight.
Yeah. Ooh-wee. My house has no people in it anymore. And I'm so happy. You have a good Thanksgiving, Jake?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
You just go hang out with your mom and brother?
yeah. I went to my brother's house with his wife's family.
A wife's family?
Which is nice. Yeah, a lot of football talk, which is fun. It's nice to talk about the Ravens with other Ravens fans.
Yeah, it's you get in that nice little echo chamber situation. It's nice.
It's nice.
Yep. Yeah,
I'm excited for this game this afternoon.
Yeah, against the Eagles.
Against the Eagles.
Joe Bateman talks to me like I'm a big Rams fan every week in the office.
Really?
And I'm like,
I like you going in the office.
Just once a week on Tuesdays. Which I wish it was Thursdays, and I was really against it, but it actually is kind of nice to go in and see people because I get along with everyone on the team. So, but having to like blitz out of there at 4 so I can get home to take August to rock climbing, to then come home and cook dinner and then pick him up from rock climbing. Tuesday, Alyssa gets home at around 7, and I just say, "Peace, homie. I'm done for the day."
Yeah.
But
It's as Wednesdays around here. Although I don't have it that bad because Marisol takes them to
their activity.
the dance class. Friday,
but
I was telling Ryan and Chris, Saturday starts wrestling on Friday, and that goes from 5:30 to like 6, so like almost 7 o'clock. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, that's August rock climbing is 5 to 6:30, which is just means it's just a late evening. Means we're not eating until 8 probably. So.
Oh, Chris, I noticed you keep using your Prime sub, I assume, on Twitch. I think it's ready to be used again.
The one guy that remembers every month.
I guess I should call it out before we leave these days. Yeah, if anybody has Amazon Prime that doesn't use a Twitch Prime sub, can use it on me.
I have all my.
Stop doing the Twitch thing.
I do. I multi-stream to both now, so.
Okay, I haven't done that in a long time.
But yeah, if you want to, you're welcome to use it on there.
I'll use it for anything else.
What was I gonna do? I was gonna pull this.
I have my D&D folder that I just open all the bookmarks. I have like my Google sheet of my abilities, and then it's like the Zoom link too, and then like
Link is that I don't have that Zoom account. I only paid for it for roughly 4 months after we stopped using it, so it's actually dead now.
It has taken obviously like 5 years, but it has been about $700.
Oh,
total.
Pretty cool. And that's nothing to shake your fist at.
And yeah, I'm obviously not going to be like, yeah, you guys should pay to sub, because that doesn't make any sense. But if you have Amazon Prime, it's free. And for some reason, Amazon just gives me money. So
Remind me how to use that on you again.
yeah, so you just go to the channel and then click subscribe.
Oh, probably resubscribe.
Yeah, you click resubscribe and then scroll down and there's a checkbox that says use Prime.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I do that. So that's kind of the route that you took. Captain Bouchard, though, while you're sailing through through the rest of the early mornings, he thanks you all a lot, and he just goes, "Oh damn, I think we came too close to the reef. Um, it's gotten a little dangerous over there in the southeast parts unless you stick way close to land. But I wanted to give a great breath to the north side of the mountain. That's where, or north side of the island is. That's kind of where the mining company is a little territorial about that area. They don't like other ships coming through to supply. We kind of have taken a taken our space from them. Is it's just a little militant, and they might you don't totally trust them down there. So yes, that's why we're coming down around this way, even though it's probably a bit longer of a journey. Um, yeah, don't like them up there. Just even just trying to ship them supplies sometimes. They meet you. They bring out their ships and kind of stop you a fair distance from the island. Something shady's going on over there. Maybe the people of the island would know more, but excited to just drop you off, do some repairs, and then head our way up to Broken Bank for the rest of our main journey. But thank you so much for pretty much saving our ship.
I think those fish people are contractors for them. I don't want to fight those fish people again.
No. That's most likely on us. Although we came out of that fog and got ahead, I think it pushed us off just enough to get close to the Inkclaw Reef, where, as I said recently, there's been some more activity of those sorts ever since. I don't totally know what happened, but no, we'll definitely be taking the extra couple days and stick north of Rumblecusp and not come around the backside. We'll instead go far north and come around. It's just not worth it to kind of choose two evils, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, and like over that, if you like examine the corpses of the fish people that you did kill on there, there's nothing of worth. There's maybe like some necklaces and things like that, but the only one that might have had something was the priestess that got disintegrated into the ocean. All the other ones are just they have tridents. The 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 crew kind of takes the tridents and just loads them up and like, oh, maybe we can sell these for scrap once we get to our next uh get up to Broken Bank, get up to those different places that they're on the rest of their trade routes, because they'll be on main trade routes and probably pretty safe after they leave Rumblecusp. So just collect that, some breastplates, but nothing really of worth. The only other interesting dissolved into seawater, which was that sword with the yellow eye in it. Yeah, so you have roughly 1 day left on the ship. Is there anyone you want to talk to? Anything you want to do, or do we just go and land in Rumblecusp?
I'm going fishing again.
You're going fishing again?
Don't have enough fish.
Okay. Roll. What did I don't even remember what we said the fishing check was last time. Survival.
Yeah, nature or survival, either one. I think I'm sure the same.
Survival makes more sense for fishing. 18. You have enough fish to make probably 2 good meals. You yeah, you catch a bunch of. I'm so bad at fish. You catch some mahi mahi.
There we go.
Um, my friend just went to Mexico to go fishing, and he's coming back. He caught a marlin, so he's coming back with a bunch of marlin for us to eat, which is pretty cool. It's a big ass fish. Uh, yeah, you catch that as you guys are kind of coming around the island. Like you can't see any of what would be the mining of that. You can't really see anything, but as you come across, Swifty comes up and goes, "Oh, everybody, okay, come on. We're by the island now. Everyone get up here. We're going to take a couple of these boats back and forth a few times. There should be some people waiting for a grand reception as you get there. Grand in our terms, it's I mean, it'll be nice. So just everyone get up, and all the people kind of like come up on board to start disembarking. You see you're about maybe a quarter mile offshore when anchors drop, and they lower the dinghies into the water and start kind of like Swifty and some of the crew comes down and like starts taking people over. Do you guys want to be the first people off, or are you just gonna kind of wait, or what do you want to do?
Middle of the pack.
Middle of the pack. Okay, yeah. So the first crew goes out, and as those boats go out, these 3 or 4 other boats kind of row out and come to meet the boat, and you see um, just some like regular people. Like doesn't look like any sort of uniform with that, just kind of rowing out. And as they get to the boat, people go down and are taken over. And maybe like 3 to 5 people per boat, depending on how much luggage or that they have with them. And they take you guys all there, and it's about halfway through. You get on a boat. You actually get on Swifty's boat with him. He like stops other people from coming. He's like, no, I want those guys. I want those guys that are the cool rescuers, and I have business to talk with them. And lowers, and he's like, okay, now so I have to get everyone off of here, and we're all gonna wait on the bank, and then we'll go in. But I'll definitely be sure to show you my stock of my little shakers. If that's still a business you're looking for, otherwise you owe me 150 gold. Oh, you're muted.
Jake,
There you know.
you're not mute. Well, we can't hear you though.
Yeah, and so with that he starts rowing you in, or you guys can all help row in, and you get to
Is he hear me now?
yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, so do you want to say something to Swifty?
I was just gonna tell him that his shakers are definitely safe. We're gonna go with the dark head.
Okay. Yeah, so they kind of all row in. You get to the beach, and there's just some simple villagers standing there. They all have like these like cut in half coconuts that they hand out as everyone gets in. Like, welcome to Rumblecusp and the resort island of Vo. We hope that you have a very exciting time. While it might not be luxurious, this may be the most interesting time. we've spared no expense of our little resources to make sure that there's excitement through all your days. And it's like this rehearsed thing that keeps going. Um, there are some like small yurt tent huts kind of on the beach. Maybe some like chairs sitting in the sand. This looks like maybe one of the places you could hang out, or at least where people post up to see when new people come to enjoy the island and the resort. Um, and they direct you to a well-worn trail and they say, well, if you want, you can wait here for the rest of everyone to get off, and we will be doing a walk. We will escort you all to the main village. Otherwise, it's you can go on ahead. Just know that there are some dangers. We've mostly cleared it out, and you see this nice, well-worn path through a very tropical jungle. It is hot as hell. You probably none of you have been in a place this warm before. Like even like peak of summer in the parts of the empire that you have been has not been this warm and humid and tropical. It's like because we know it takes people a little acclimating to get used to the island vibes, as we say. Anyways, you can go on ahead. Otherwise, we have some carts that will be pulling your luggage with you. So it's up to you. And as you look into the pretty much the jungle, there's this sign. There's two pillars, a piece or two large wooden posts with a fabric banner that does not have any paint on it, but like is magically out the post shooting fireworks that in green letters across the banner like goes, "Welcome travelers." And then it like every like 30 seconds later the whole presentation restarts and the fireworks go off again. It seems like some sort of permanent looping magical illusion that's being shown to you. Yeah, so just what do you do from here? Just heading in, or
I just do like a general look around to see if anything's off.
yeah, make off with the people or off with the environment?
Just I don't know. They said don't wander off the path. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I guess are you more like an insight check to see like do we trust what's going on here, or like a perception check to just like keep an eye out for danger?
I want to do insight, but I'm a bit worse at that. So let's just do insight.
Well, do insight. Yeah, make an insight check. For the 12, you think that they're just watching out for people, but you do get just the slightest sense that people are on edge. But what that could mean, does that mean that just like, oh, we got a bunch of people coming here? That's a totally valid reason for people to be on edge. It's, hey, we have to, pre-game jitters type of thing, or that's all you really got from that. You don't know why they would be, but yeah. Swifty comes up to you and he's like, hey, I'm happy to take you over back into town and show you my wares and all that. Get you guys set up with a primo spot because it's kind of first come first serve when people get here. So you can wait, but I've done my part. And he just leaves you behind and just starts walking in.
I follow.
Okay.
I don't want to be around all these people with coconuts and vacation vibes.
Even though you are all wearing your Hawaiian shirts now, right?
I don't know if everyone put them on. I know I gave them out to people.
I like to
I'm
think
wearing it, but I'm like the grumpiest looking guy on vacation.
Yeah. The
shirts in a Hawaiian shirt.
Mm-hmm. And it has is Thel ever gonna take his armor off again?
No, 100% wearing my Hawaiian shirt over my plate armor.
Okay. So yeah, it's about a 2 mile walk. Swifty tells you, and just kind of because like I haven't been here for a bit, but yeah, it's like the captain said, those mining assholes. Um, just make sure you stay out of their way, as they've been a little pushy recently. Just wanted to kind of take over kind of our business area because there's little traps into the mines underneath whatever this fucked up island is all everywhere. So they
So that's the
um,
thing. We stopped getting out of people's way a while ago. So what's what are we looking for when they don't get out of our way?
um I don't know. You probably want to talk to my mom. She might have something, but I mean, just don't also make trouble for us. We're trying to run a business, and you going and fucking things up for them, and retaliation and all that. And we're just a humble little vacation town. They're um, a mining company, so just give me a little history. I know you guys are adventurers. You do fun things like that. So yeah. Um, let's go. And leads you through this like it's a very well carved out path. Like almost, but you can look around like the jungle is very much encroaching. That you do not think it would be wise for the lay person to walk out in any direction. You are in a dangerous place that just happens to have been carved out by not just man means, but magical means have helped create this. Like it's pretty easy to tell that there has been some effort to make this as safe as an incredibly dangerous place can be. Uh, that um, yeah. So after those 2 miles, approach and you end up at a wooden walled village, like very like dense, like uh doesn't totally make sense for what the wood around here is, but like worked wooden walls all the way around. There are guards on the parapet, but this place seems like a maybe quarter mile in um, radius. So a large no quarter mile in two radiuses. Well, I'm blanking on the word diameter. There we go.
Radii.
Two radiuses
Pretty times
combined.
two.
Yeah, so about a quarter mile around in this wall, and it's an impeccably made wall, and seems to be kept well up. There's this big arch that above it just says "Vo," um, which you would know is what the name of this resort is. It looks very not imposing, but very like grand and that. Um, so this wall is super like nice. And when you go in, as the doors kind of open, these two big double doors are wide open. There's some people kind of standing by them. They look a little bit burly. They are armed in some like a battle axe or a long sword, just kind of look to be some sort of guard type, but more for what you assume probably more of the local flora and fauna versus um, incursions of things. Um, and as you get into the inside of that, it's a very simple but nice, just kind of that nice air of rugged, of like glamping, but without all the pretension. Um, and there's tents, there's some yurts. You see some trees just sticking up that have not only tree houses built up into the canopy, but also hollowed out parts of the tree that it seems might hold a couple beds. And looking around, there's also a pavilion, kind of main area that has, even right now, a kind of fire burning in the center of it. You can smell some sort of cooking meat or something like that for maybe whatever lunch is. There's an amphitheater, that's like almost looks like made of vines, which you think could have had to have been made by magic at some point. Um, and even a little bar. You see someone shaking some drinks. It's just an open air bar, probably 10 feet that someone is just standing behind. Um, and yeah, and there's all the other kind of resort things. There's like kind of like booths that like people are making crafts and small by things that you could buy, but it looks like a nice village that is welcoming for visitors as opposed to kind of a functional like this is very utilitarian, just more of a welcoming vibe. Um, People are hurriedly moving around. Um, yeah, people are hurriedly moving around. Just seems to be like setting things up for that. Yeah, what do you want to do as you guys enter? He points, Swifty, I would say first says, welcomes you all to his town. He's like, yeah, I'm sure, uh, let's see, over there is kind of your check-in where they can point you out to wherever house you want to kind of claim if it's not taken right now. There's the excursion places. There's one over there that you'd be able to go on the lizard excursions. The ones over there probably will take you around to the Heavens Falls. Um, there's kind of the foraging one over there, the hunting one over there. Those are all kind of open. And then oh, there's my mom over there in the middle of the pavilion. Looks like she's probably handling business. She kind of runs things. So um, yeah, you guys do what you ever you want. I suggest getting your place. But uh,
I mean,
yeah,
Swifty's never led us astray, right? She might as well go get a place.
yeah, yeah. And as he's pointing things out, and you do see like all the people are bustling around. Although there is about like 5 to 7 people standing in that pavilion, and even just from outside, they seem to be having a pretty pitched conversation. But you guys go get your room.
Yeah, let's go get a room.
Yeah.
Good place.
So you, he, sorry,
Nope, good.
oh, I thought someone else was saying. Yeah. So you walk over to this small, enclosed, like kind of wooden um building. It doesn't have like a door or anything like that. It's kind of like a sign-in desk. It's like, huh, you must be people here for vacation. It's so good to have the new arrivals. This small gnomish woman is standing there on a box, just kind of clapping, like, welcome to Vo. We hope that it's as exciting as you hope, or as relaxing as you hope. Um, I assume you want a room. Do you have any specific requests? We have comfort or ruggedness or um, romantic or all these different types. Tell me what are the 4 of your desires? What are you here for? And I can set you up with the best room possible.
I think we just need a place to stay. We're not gonna. We kind of got our own plans. I mean,
You say that she kind of frowns. She's like, your
what do
own
you
plan.
suggest? What do you suggest?
And she's like, well,
Not romantic. We're not here for like. We're just
okay,
poor
good
bros
to know.
throwing down.
Good to know. Well, if you're here for your own plans, we can get you in one of the tree houses that could get you up above the canopy to kind of have a view of the land, so to speak. Kind of see where your fortunes might lay. But if you're just kind of here and won't be here long, we have our very simple um, simple tents that are just kind of there. They aren't the nicest, but they'll do.
How defensible is the tree?
She looks at you completely confused. Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. There are plenty of defenses. We have our hunting crews. We have our small force of guards. There's a bit of magic imbued to protect the village that we've gotten from some friends, but um I guess high ground's good for defenses. I don't totally know.
I've always wanted to stay in a treehouse.
Okay, treehouse it is. That there is a 25 gold surcharge for the tree houses.
Okay. You got
But
it.
okay, so that will be 25 gold for each of you. 100 gold, please. And she pulls out this little sack. It has a little griffin's face on it, and she opens it up and she's like, "Just place it in there. If you place too much, we can make change. The bag will spit it out." Nickel and dime you for your tree houses.
I start counting it out in platinum and like, oh right, gold. That's.
And she goes, "Ooh. Well, if you would like us to bring up some cocktails, we always can do that for a minor fee. We just want to make sure you are as comfortable as possible."
Yeah, I think I'm not trusting anything except from Swifty here.
It's like you're at an all-inclusive resort until you go to like the tequila tasting and you spend $400. Um, okay, and she says like, "Okay, well," she kind of like rings someone, like waves her hand. They're like moving boxes back and forth. Like there is a general hustle and bustle going on. Um, After you guys pay, says, "Okay, well, here's the key," and it's this iron, just a like simple iron, like the most basic ass looking key of keys, and they take you over to this tree that is probably about 70 feet tall and about 15 feet around in the kind of northwest corner of this entire village. And they say, "Okay, well, just climb up there, and you should have 4 beds, a, a small like carved in privy for those needs, and yeah, I have other things to do. Is there anything else you need?" Sorry, it's just been a little crazy here the past week, you know, between preparing for this new arrival of people and everything else going on. We're just a little behind schedule, so just trying to figure things out. Do you need anything else? This is just like a gruffy, scruffy human dude that's helping you.
We need access to the kitchen.
The kitchen. Well, that would be Meredith's domain. Kind of runs over for come down from yours, go exactly straight across from where you are, and you should find kind of where the bar area is, and that there's a building behind that in the kitchen. So just go over there and ask for Meredith if that's what you need. I'm sure she can whip you up some food in a jiffy. But if nothing else, I have to go. And he kind of like is trying to go and do some other stuff. Seems to be in quite a hurry. So you guys can go drop off whatever stuff you want to leave in your room. It is, just like I said, it's a treehouse. This does give you like a good view of the entirety of this little community and the hustle and bustle going on. The pavilion kind of in the center and all that. It also lets you look out to the rest of the island, which is, it's a relatively large island. It's probably what does the measurement actually say it is? From like end to end, about 40 miles. So it's not like you can see forever, but um, you can see there's a lot of things moving up towards this central volcano or dormant volcano that could probably do some sort of walk to, but looking around, it just looks like a beautiful tropical area. Don't see anything specifically. Or if someone wants to like actually look out, they can make a check to see if you see anything interesting. But
I will. I'll kind of scope.
okay, make a perception check as you look out into the wilderness. 13. Yeah, it just like you pretty much get what I described. It's out abundant. There's foliage everywhere. It seems like the jungle is pretty dense in most of the places here. You can kind of see like to the east, it kind of thins out and looks like there's almost like a lagoonish type area to the northeast. But like, and then to the northwest, it seems to be denser. Those are kind of like the two things you pick out. Is just getting lay of the land is that, but most of it is just jungle and whatever that entails.
Our treehouse is right up against the jungle. Is that right?
It's close. It's probably like 10 to 15 feet inside of the wall.
I'm gonna do a great bag of tricks just to have it go out into the jungle, come back in, just kind of see how long it lasts out there.
Explore for a while. Let's see if it comes
Yeah.
back. Okay, roll something.
We got a. I think that's what I wanted. What was that? Yeah, panther. Perfect. We got a
Okay.
panther just going around.
Yeah, you just wanted to explore and just to see. You like
Yeah.
tell it like come back in so many hours.
Yeah, probing. I don't know. Come back with some animals, I guess, if it catches anything.
Okay. Sure enough, yeah, you throw it over the wall and hope for the best. Go ahead and just roll a d20 for the panther. We'll see what that means. 13. Okay. So, yeah, what do you guys want to do? You are pretty much the first people here. You took initiative. Everyone else is vacationers. You are adventurers that came to the vacation place for a reason. So, but
I think we need to like figure out like where to like start looking for what's this bucket?
look for the whatever the mine and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably from that you've been pointed to the different excursion areas. There's Swifty also talked about his mom, who was standing there in the middle pavilion. What is anyone trained in insight?
I am.
What's your bonus to insight?
6.
6. So yeah, that would make your passive insight 16. No, 14. Something like that. Anyways, a person that is awkward in that, you notice that a lot of the people besides Swifty have also been very awkward. Think that everyone here is very much on edge right now. maybe you wouldn't say anything about it, but it's like you're noticing people acting more like you than they normally are acting like um, the rest of your charismatic crew. So you have a feeling in your stomach that something's off.
I'd probably communicate to others. These guys are weird.
I think it's like they're under like some kind of trance, like spell, or
I would say if you notice that and you bring that up, you guys can make an Arcana check to see if you sense any magic or if you want to use detect magic or something like that. So they might be able to do that.
Yeah. I use detect magic.
The only real magic you detect, you don't sense like anything on any person that isn't more than like maybe a magical bauble, like a +1 sword or something like that. As you kind of walk around the area, you do see there are quite a bit of illusion, but all the illusions are like this signage that that's over like some of the buildings, some of the like areas that it's all just like welcome. It's all like things like that, but nothing specifically um, in that realm of like malicious type magic or enchantment type magic. So kind of eliminate that as is something going on here in that regard versus um, just general things.
does it seem to be just the people that like work and like live and work here, or is it like all the people that are here for vacation as well?
No, it seems and now that it's been pointed out, it seems specific to the people that are working. They're quite on edge, and now that it's been pointed out, you see people are like going to the central pavilion and then like leaving and then going back, and it's like people are kind of scrambling. Especially you see a group of people standing over by the Heavens Falls tent. That's like kind of is what you assume is like these places where you said you book excursions for the day. There's people like coming back and forth from there and like uh, grabbing someone to come over there to talk. Uh, and that's kind of the what you're seeing. But they all seem to like people keep bopping into like where the amphitheater is, where there's probably like yeah 7-ish people talking pretty animatedly.
I was gonna go up to the mom and ask her about stuff.
Just very much okay. Um, you you start walking. Does everyone else? Are you guys going as a group or splitting off in any way?
How far away is she, or is it all kind of in the same?
The amphitheater or the pavilion is the dead center, which is where she'd be. So if you're coming from your tree, it's yeah, you're from like one corner to the other. Um, yeah, if you start stomping in, yeah, you do see in the central group having a very pitched conversation. There's this a Goliath male kind of nodding and looks kind of like has a breastplate on and some more rugged clothes, some big boots, and that kind of nodding, listening to this older woman with a high brown ponytail coming off little streaks of white, dressed in some worn leather, but also like a sturdy belt with a small short sword attached to it. Kind of like just nodding, and going. As you all approach, um, Christopher, make a perception check to see if you can overhear anything that they're saying as you're approaching. You can see how long it takes for them to notice as you walk up. You need to beat a 7.
He is 7.
You hear, like, you kind of, like, read the body language and see the animated talk and go, like, maybe I could hear something as we walk up, and you hear the woman's voice, like, just, I know it's been rough recently, but can't believe they destroyed our lodging at the falls. Perfect timing, especially with all this new arrivals. Okay, and she's looking at and like pointing at the guy, like, get some tents ready. I already sent people to go start reducing, trying to market away this big part of our whole thing. Get some tents ready, and your best 2 or 3 of the other hunters for food. We have plenty in the stores. Get them ready, and maybe we can pitch it as more of a rugged adventure as opposed to a nice, relaxing beachside getaway as we normally do it. We can play up the danger in that sometimes these buildings get attacked by something coming out of the falls. So go talk with other people. We can figure it out. Okay, just go. We have to more to figure out. And as you do that,
Fire festival.
you're no.
It's not
No.
a fire festival.
It's not Fire Festival, but she turns around and you can see like this grim thing. Like she's gonna make a check. Turns around and immediately gives this nice welcoming smile to you. I'm like, sorry, you must be some of the new arrivals. Sorry about that. We're just, always trying to prepare the best possible experience for you all, even under these current circumstances. How can I help you? My name is Jera. Jera Swift.
Oh, you're Swifty's mom.
Yeah, we heard. They told me to come over to talk to you. We're
He said
new.
you knew. He said you knew everything about this place. We were the ones.
I do run
give
it
us the
with
hookup.
my son. I do put my son Gary in charge of that, but I know he likes to have his little nickname. So, yes, welcome. If you've met my son, I'm sure you've heard about this place and welcome. He is quite the salesman, isn't he? Or is he just that kid that I need to give a job so he doesn't lay about all day?
Got some good spice.
Oh, he gave you one of his little shakers?
Got a whole contract here. Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Really?
So look, we're not here to vacation. We're here on business. And everything looks great and everything, but we're here to mess some stuff up. So we're just looking to get put in the right direction to what stuff to mess up.
When
Full
you
disclosure, we're
when
secret
you
shoppers.
say we're here to mess things up, she gets immediately defensive. Like, who the fuck sent you?
Well, sure as hell was in the miners. So if you think we're hoping to fuck some miners up, if that's
Yes, you responded correctly, and her demeanor. Make a persuasion check with advantage because you said the thing specifically.
Oh god.
Lordy. She goes, I'll show he's gonna make an insight check against that, I guess, is how it's supposed to work.
Do.
She got a 6. So she's not totally trusting, but her demeanor is not completely hostile anymore. She goes, I don't totally know if I can trust you, but I mean, yeah, the
Swifty trusts
miners.
us. Gary trusts us.
Gary's an idiot. I love
Wow.
him to death.
You sure?
That I love him? Yes. That he's an idiot? Maybe I'm not quite as sure.
Hmm.
But it seems you obviously you know about the miners already. Those fucking pearl banks. And seem to leave us enough alone. Anyways, yeah.
Do you know what this
Well,
DA they were gonna make a sign was about? That's the first thing we exited.
no,
KB guys.
no. I guess I can give you a bit of information. Just you say you're here. You're obviously capable. You don't need us to protect you. It seems we're obviously helping, but they're just assholes looking to find different veins. You see this. I've been at this um on this island for a long time. Uh, used to be part of it back even when we all had our memories erased and by the island, and then some weird adventurers came and they destroyed the god that we thought was under the mountain, but it wasn't an actual god. It was just some big old tentacle monster. Um, but near here or there, but
I'm sorry, what? Tentacle
island,
monster?
it was like a weird space octopus.
Space?
Astral sea, maybe. So I don't know. It's a weird German wizard explained it to us, but we don't totally get it. If you guys out of this, if you want to go look up what a Morcath is, that is what used to be under this, and just read what a Morcath does to the place it creates its lair around, and it's pretty fun. Uh, anyways, all of that happened, and there's some weird shit that happens on this island. Very dangerous. There's these giant lizards that don't exist anywhere else as far as I've ever heard of. There's a waterfall that goes upside down. We've been told it's because it's a direct leak of the water plane. There's tons of mines that go down into the ocean or down underneath this island, underneath the volcano and all that. So apparently that led the pearl banks over here once it became quote unquote safe, and they've struck it rich in those northern mines, but with all of the other weird shit here, they're trying to, expand, and that's as far as I know. They're just money grubbing, but it's gotten a little rough recently. Like we've kind of over those first years kept it separate, but now they're probably heard I was getting a little animated there, but our nicer housing that we have over by that upside down waterfall got completely razed and destroyed. Can only imagine that they're sending people over to kind of stake their claim. I don't know if there's some new mining threshold they found over there. Maybe we didn't know of one, but I mean, hell, we get small little tremors from the earthquake, and new veins will just open up, and it's wild as hell. A crack will happen, and you go down that crack for 30 feet, and there's an old trail running down into who the fuck knows. It could be something to. There's ghosts over in the far east portion of this. That other island to the northeast you might have seen floating in. I don't know what's on there. So, yeah, you can adventure as much as you want, but just know that everywhere you go on this island, you might be encountering something out of this world.
What are they finding? Is this standard gems, gold, silver stuff? Or is this some of this?
That's what we used to mine out of it, because that big old tentacle monster used to ask for tributes. So, but we never went deep into those mines because you would have these. I mean, what the worst thing I ever ran into is it was this big beaked creature with two giant hooks for hands. Seemed to be crawling up out of this pit in the mine. That was in the actual mines that they've been digging out of, though. So,
Ever encounter any fire giants?
we never went very deep, so that was nice. There was a whole bunch of little mines all around, but so we never had to go too deep.
So we need to get to the volcano, right? Is that what we're? So
All that you kind of had going before this was what Yusa told you, is that this place seemed to be amalgamation of different planes of existence, and that this mountain wasn't always a volcano, so that leads to say maybe there's something under it that would be part of the fire plane. Maybe fire giants. It's normally like they'll do things to produce that. It's all hearsay at this point. Like all I ever knew about the volcano is that in the water underneath it, that's where the tentacle monster lived until he died. But other than that, I mean, you can walk up to the entrance to the volcano that are we gave tributes at, if that's what you're looking for. I know the Heavens Falls is right up against the side of the volcano, and that seems of some interest. I don't know if you're looking to go down into here. There's a lot of ways you can go, but I mean,
What's the most dangerous way? Like, let's just head.
The most dangerous way that I know would probably be wherever that mining company's looking, and I have to think if they took us out things at the Heavens Falls, there's going to be something new, open, interesting there. That's also like right on the edge of ghost territory.
Is there any? Do they have any authority, or is it just we are? If they tell us to leave, is there any legal authority here?
If I kill one of them, is anyone around here gonna care?
Here? Besides the fact of retaliation, probably not.
Like, legally speaking.
Legally speaking.
What does that ever stop you, bro?
Legally speaking, you're probably fine. Although I know that in the main mining camp, there's probably some level of protection from the actual merchant guilds out of the part of the Concord.
So when somebody does get killed by something in the forest, what does it look like?
I mean, if something dies in the forest, there's a 99% chance that it's not going to get found.
All right, that's all we need.
I'm more speaking of the actual mining camp, and if you could scare them away from this place and we could just run our vacation business in peace, that'd be nice. But I mean, we also can handle our own shit. We were a group of villagers that lived and survived from a volcano god made of tentacles. So
let's just go check out this outpost.
I mean, we love helping people that need help, as long as there's
or little luxury resorts. We gotta look out for the guy.
Hey, I'll be
all
the
we
person
ask is that, like, whatever
neither of us
exotic
are all
ingredients you have.
Yeah, so she gives that. It's about midday. It's probably um uh I guess she gives you all this. Is there any other questions? She seems to have taken some sort of interest in you because she messed up her insight check and your 9 persuasion worked. Um she's like, these are people I don't have to worry about. I have too many other things to worry about keeping these other people safe. So she's willing to give you like some information because this is easy stuff for her to deal with, not the other stuff. Taking a little break from that. So anything else you want to ask her about the island, or
everybody seems on edge. Is that just from the miners, or is that something else?
yeah, it's the miners. It's trying to figure out how we make all these people showing up have a good time and spend more money here when our one of our two main attractions is fucked.
How about this? We'll take care of these miners. We get to do these attractions for free.
Okay, if that's the case, like, go figure out what's happening at the falls and get that back so we can rebuild our luxury yurts. And you figure that out and a way to keep them out of there. Yeah,
What we do?
Free stay, and travel back home. And free stay anytime you come back.
And free
And if you get
mojitos.
the miners off the island forever,
I mean, we'll kill them all if we have to. It's fine. You didn't hear that from us, though.
so you do that for us. I'm sure they can do a big old lizard expedition with you. Might even take you. We could take you to the scary ones for free. Normally we don't do that because 70% of the time, someone doesn't come back. So, anyways, if anything else, Swifty knows quite a bit about the island too. You could ask him, but I have to figure out what's going on. It sounds like maybe we're just closing down the Heavens Falls until we hear back from you guys. And I have to figure out what we do instead of that. And she's just kind of like, now she's going to business mode again, and starts walking off towards that Heaven Falls gate, or Heaven Falls like tent that had all of the people kind of like gathering tents, like trying to figure out like an interim solution. So yeah. So I said, yeah, it's probably getting close to evening. So heading out is probably a scary idea, although you guys can. It gives you like a like hand drawn map. The Heavens Falls is right around. Right around here. So, with that, it would be, yeah, about a 27-mile walk through the jungle to there. Although, you would also know though that it is right on. It's like a beach. You go to this beach, and then it's an inlet on the beach. So, she mentions like if you have a way you could, go on the beach. It might be longer but safer. Way in, that, or if you can go maybe convince the sailors to sail around, you could probably get there pretty quick, just if you skim across the shore. So, but yeah, the rest of the evening is yours to either head out or hang out and at least have one nice night in the village.
Try my hand at the lockbox.
Yeah, so there are 2 locks on this lockbox. As I said, left. One is a perfect, like, sealed iron. There's no seams on it. And the other one is just looks like a regular ass lock with a keyhole in it. How do you want to try to open either of these locks?
I'm gonna ask Felix to tell me how to open locks. He's gonna teach me stuff on his lock opening. I'm gonna consult him.
So you're trying to pick this lock, essentially. The one with the keyhole?
I guess.
I don't know. You tell me. So you're consulting him for what help?
I don't know. One of them you try and break open. Okay, I'll try and chisel one open.
Okay.
Chisel
Say you try and chisel open the one without any other means of unlocking. What do you use to chisel it open?
like a short sword and my pyre maul.
Okay, so you put a short sword against the lock and are just going to like hold this and chisel it.
Yep.
Okay. The short little like points of the chiseling, you watch as the short sword starts bending inwards. Like the tip of it from just those light hits. You could try to hit it harder, but like just take one big swing with a chisel. But these little bits, it seems to be like almost chipping the metal.
Okay.
This level of force is not enough. And if that's the case, you can make a attack roll against the sword to hit the lock. It has an
Sure.
AC of 20.
Sure. Short sword.
No, you can use your pyre maul against this because you're hitting the short sword with your pyre maul.
I'm not gonna do reckless just because that sounds like I could damage the whole thing. Okay.
As you hit the top of the sword, you feel like you just missed. The sword snaps in half. As it's still a large amount of hit, but you like hit side of it enough that it like instead of going as like a straight down impact, it shears it, and the sword just breaks.
Okay.
So, but you think it could work. It's just a matter of breaking it. This lock needs to be broken. Is kind of what you got from this. There's no magically open this. You just need to figure out how to break this lock. That's made of like some dark, otherworldly steel. And the other one just looks like a plain ass lock with a keyhole. So.
Does he tell us about his adventure with the lock?
I would assume you guys all watched this happen.
All right, I take this otherworldly lock between my knuckles and I just punch it.
Punch it together to like use your enlarging as far as that. Okay. With that, I will say you can make a straight strength roll or a strength or a melee attack roll, so strength plus proficiency, so whatever that is. It's going to enlarge you, so if you meet its DC, then we'll go from there. So it has an AC of 20.
Can I play my bagpipes for him as a bardic inspiration?
Sure.
Well, I did.
I mean, yeah, you can't get to 20 quite there. That'd be 3 plus 6 plus your proficiency, which is another 3. So you'd be at 12. Yeah, even with your D4. You can make one more attack just as this. And that's kind of all your attempts you can make at it today. Plus another 3, you're at 19. So with your bagpipes, you need to get a 1.
Wait, what's that?
No, he gets a D4 from your bagpipes. So you hit it. Now you need to roll damage, which would be 6 plus 1, so 7, plus a D4 because you are now 12 feet tall. And it deals double damage because you are... Oh my lord. This might work. Because your gloves do deal double damage against inanimate objects. So 6, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, this is 22 damage to these locks. It had a hardness of 20. So, yeah, you deal 22 damage to this lock, and it is almost completely sheared off. Like, enough to where you can then bend it and take off this lock. This lock is considered off. So, yeah, so yes, for this lock, you had to hit it with an AC of 20 and do at least 20 damage to it in a hit. So, you now have one lock left on this box that is a just plain-ass lock with a keyhole in it.
I like to think we just got noise complaints now. We're just like...
But I can't pick that one because I've already done a lock pick.
You would like when you guys are talking about like how do we do this? Anytime you try to put the lockpick into the keyhole, it just like phased through to the other side of the lock. There's something else.
I've already done magic on one of them, right?
Yes,
Correct.
and you didn't specifically aim for a lock. You just hit the box, and it unlocked that lock. So you seen that it seemed
Nice.
like magic, dexterity, strength, and that this one is just something else. Yeah. So that's where you're at with the box right now. It's 3/4 of the way open. And this last lock seems to be the trickiest of all of them, as it doesn't have a not that it doesn't have a simple solution, but it doesn't have like a readily available skilled solution that you know of.
And I've already tried using identify on this, right?
Yes, you kind of got that. Like each of them are magical in some way, but unlocked by different magic. Like that other one was just a super strong star metal that he just broke. The other one was like a constant rotating block pick that you're able to do. One was just a super crazy arcane lock that required a certain level of magic. And this one is just, as far as you can tell, just magical in like some sort of abjuration, like that is keeping away lockpicks and that, and seems more of like a puzzle box type thing than a actual skilled check. So.
I sprinkle a little bit of my gunpowder in it. See if it...
It falls
Like, can
through
we
the
just
other
put
side.
our finger into the keyhole?
It goes through the other side. It seems like almost
Explore
everything
from
you're
one
putting
side.
into this keyhole is falling through to the other side.
How much can we? Is it? It's like this keyhole size. Like it's not like I can stick my fireball in the keyhole, right?
Oh, it is the size of like
Whatever. Yeah.
think of like your most regular ass lock. That is what it looks like. It has like the little like hinge to cover the keyhole.
Right.
But so far, everything you've tried to put into it has fallen through the other side. So. I'd say if anyone that's trying things wants to make an intelligence check, because this one is just more of a puzzle, and it's long. Like you are not stuck if you can't solve it, but someone wants to get a hint as to what it might be.
Take an intelligence check. Oh my god.
Okay, with a 21, you kind of sit there and think like, you know, you guys have been presented with puzzles before, and whether it's brute force or things like that, everything you've entered has always been something rather relatively rational, and a lot of puzzles you've ever done are they make you feel dumb because of how simple the solution is. That's kind of kind of goes through your brain as you look at this lock with a keyhole in it.
Do we have any keys?
I play a key. I play a key in my bagpipe.
And just as you play a key on your bagpipe, you realize maybe Christopher's still overthinking it, and that you might be onto something, Felix.
Yeah, dude, I don't know if we have any keys though.
Are there any like trapdoors like around this thing that like slide out or?
Someone make a history check. That can't be Felix. 23. Not 5 hours ago, you were given a key to your treehouse.
Oh yeah.
Stick it in the hole.
You stick it in the hole, you turn it, and the lock pops off. Would you have gotten that without my hints?
Well, I don't know why I would have. I didn't remember getting that key, and then also I wouldn't have expected any random key to work, so probably not.
It pops off, and you now have a box with just a little latch on the front that can be opened.
See, a lock with a keyhole. 10 minutes later, it's a lock with a keyhole. That's so frustrating. Like it's so frustrating. It's so stupid.
And that's why the hint was that pretty much all puzzles are simple solution things that we think need to have a complex solution. Yeah, you have this box. It's closed.
All right, can we open it?
Yep. You open it and looking inside. Looking inside, it is a red velvet box. There is nothing on the ground except for inky black darkness going straight down that does not match the velvet on the inside. And, okay, now I need to bring up some different notes. I did not know if you would open this time. 1 second. Docs. Okay. And upon upon opening it, you will then see inscribed like in black letters as the box is opened, and it says, "To the buyers of this box, 2 possessions may be traded, and your reward will match what was given by those who came before."
Do you have anything valuable to put in here?
So, in mechanical terms, the 2 of you, the 2 people that bought this box, can deposit an item into it. That item will be gone forever and replaced by something. And how good that item is that comes back out is probably determined by what you put in. So, and I'll let you have a little sway about what you put in and what you want to get out. So,
Is this like a one-time use or?
no clue. But now that it's open, this is the stipulation. But it specifically calls out, and this wasn't like this was like written as you opened the box. Like you watched it get written across the wood. This box is magical as hell.
Okay. Maybe we'll hold on to it for a little bit.
Yep. And Thel, is there anything you want to drop into it immediately?
I think what's on me.
Throw your weapons in, throw your armor in, throw any of those things like that.
That
Throw
sounds risky.
all of your money in and see what comes back out.
It's killing me not to just do this. Do something with the cheese.
You can do that.
I gotta think about it.
I don't know if
I
anything
will
too
say
nice in there.
In no way are you going to be penalized for whatever you put in. So, like if you put in a weapon, you will probably get a better weapon out of it. If you put in some armor, you might get some better armor in. It's just depending on what you get in, it's like how much better is the thing you get.
With that Iron Stone that is just extra attunement that nobody has.
That's something that someone could put in. One of the 2 of
What
them.
is it? What is it?
The Iron Stone of spell storing.
Yeah. So that's like you can put in up to a level 3 spell. It's like and it like spins around and
Ooh, I wonder how much cooler our folding boat could be if we put our boat in it.
Might not be a boat anymore if we do that.
A jet plane.
I am going to put some levels of limitations on this. You cannot put the boat in there.
Okay, I am gonna put in the Storm Rider boots. I love those things, but if I can find something, if something could be better, I'm okay giving it up.
Okay. You put the Storm Rider boots in there. I will give you the option as you drop these in. It's like the box almost whispers to you something new or enhance what you have.
Something new.
Something new. Okay. We might have to come back to that one.
That's fine.
Okay. Thels I had in top of my head already. The yours as I needed to know what you put in. So,
There's a lot of stupid things I have, like
but
a
you put in
vodka
something. You
seeker.
put up something of some pretty good worth.
It's some wind 'em up loud boys.
It is so loud it shatters a mountain.
Oh, I can't decide.
Put your armor in.
Yeah, I'll put the
Got
armor
new
in.
armor.
I
You
do
put
have
your
newish
armor in,
armor.
you put your sword in. You putting your armor in?
I just don't know how much better my mithril plate armor +1 can
I guess
get.
mithril. That's the thing is the mithril plate armor +1 is about as
+2?
yeah.
But on voltage hit so hard. I'm just trying to
But
decide.
like I said, no matter what, it'll be improved.
Yeah, I'll put voltage in.
Okay, hold on 1 second. So you put voltage in, and a voice says, as you put yours in, and you dunk it all the way in, and you feel the hilt kind of change a bit. It kind of swells and becomes almost cool to the touch. And as you pull out, like almost thinking like, oh no, did I don't want to give up voltage, and you pull it out, and you see a jagged, like a very long, jagged, like icicled sword coming straight up with a small platinum dragon's head in the center of it, with a small glowing like white flame in the center, and in your head it says a representation of where you came from and where you are now. And then the box shuts. We'll say retcon this for our next thing, where Felix's replacement boots get popped out, but I can't think of something immediately right now for that.
We did Felix's. We'll just define the item later.
Yes, yours came out as well, but this comes out. The box shuts. All 4 locks that had been broken around latch back up to it. It pops it out of existence and is gone.
Sick.
Would it
Good
be?
thing I didn't stick any fingers in there.
Yeah. So, Eric had been preparing to put his earmuffs in, but just puts them back in his.
Weren't they like hair? Like I think I rolled like completely shitty for those earmuffs too. They're just like
They are just fucking earmuffs.
like I didn't know how to knit. I just like rolled up a bunch of yarn.
I think they're rabbit or something like that, aren't they?
Yeah. So did we put in the ironstone? Was that one of the things we?
No, it was the only 2 people that could put something in were the 2 people that spent money on it.
Oh, I thought it like you had to put 2 things in to combine.
No. It was you had to give something up, and then you got something out of it.
Okay.
Hold on. Cheese Mars. I hate having to log into things. You pull out the Frostburn blade.
Frostburn. Sick.
Hold on, I just have to rewrite just a couple things. There you go. This sword's blade is made entirely of ice and remains perfectly frozen regardless of temperature. A single flame licks at the ice from above the weapon's hilt, coming, in this case, it's, also the one other change is it's not fire damage. It is 1d6 radiant damage and 1d6 cold damage when you hit. It's still a +1 sword. And now instead of a laser beam, it shoots out a cone of frost, dealing half as much damage on a miss.
Okay.
So
Is this something you'll build in the inventory, or do I need to add it? Or
I can build it for you.
Or I guess
honestly, if you just rename Voltage to Frostburn, it's all the same stats except for you also add a 1. Like you can just copy these things to it.
Yeah.
Or I can.
I'll mess with it.
Let's see if there's anything super cool I can look at right now.
But it should be +1, right? So I should add the +1.
Yes. No, those aren't fun. Okie doke. I'll figure out Felix's new boots sometime. That's a big one to give up. The Storm Rider boots that just fell out of the ocean.
I know, man. I love those things.
They are very... And killed your arch nemesis with them.
Yeah. I think of it, okay, putting it that way, like thinking of closing the door on that dipshit forever.
Closing the door on that chapter. They served their purpose. Let's move on to the next chapter. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock, and that's really what I had prepared is for you guys to start heading out towards falls next time. How do you think you're going to go to the falls? Run through the jungle on the coast?
Just a direct line, cutting down trees the whole way.
Oh yeah.
So the one other thing that we need to do is
Let's
on that sheet, you should be able to add 1 other damage type.
Yeah, I'm trying to see how I can. It only has 2 boxes.
Yeah, let me see real quick.
Yeah, it only has 2 damage rows. I can't like add a 3rd damage row.
Edit. Where's the edit button? Oh, there it is. Oh. Roll 23rd damage type.
Unless I need to add like a different, like a great score +2 or something, and that gives me another line.
Okay, it's just a suggestion. For now, what we can do is just I will add okay, go ahead and roll it now. Ugh. Of course, since it's the same type of damage, it just groups them.
Okay, but it's got it listed there. 1d8 plus
Yeah.
d6.
I just wonder if I do this. Oh, it just all your. That's what I'll do. Just so we know that they're both there. We could say. If you, we do this and just say. There. There, now at least we can tell the difference between the two and know that they're both there. So.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you have all three, it goes. It's even more wild. Radiant, Prosper. That's. I wish you could split those up, but oh well. However, to get that radiant, you have to say its command word. You need to think about your command word.
Okay.
And it also lights up when you say the command word.
Hey, Frosty.
Oh, what happened here?
Say Frosty. Okay. Well, good job opening the box. I did not think you would have been able to. The strength one was very hard. You would not have done it except for you.
Is the command word like an entire combat, or like how is that?
It's just as you hold it, it lasts until it's essentially turn it on and turn it off.
Oh, okay.
On switch, off switch.
Got it. Okay, so for basically in combat, it'll always be on. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Cool. All right, I gotta run. I gotta get to some place by 2:30. So.
Okay.
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's look up another time real quick.
Yeah. So I'm good. I am good every single Sunday the rest of until forever.